Welcome to Topic A, everyone. I'm your host, Gary Perna. This week on Topic A, we're talking all about the Weatherly Hillclimb that's happening June 11th and 12th in Weatherly. We're going to talk about the background, what you can expect, and why you should head out to Weatherly and see this race. It's all coming up on Topic A this week on WYLN. We'll be right back.
The Beer Garage, 202 East Diamond Avenue in Hazleton. More than just beer. Coffee, all sizes, only $1. Get your lottery tickets here, too. Stop in today, The Beer Garage in Hazleton. Pennsylvania Pipeline Music TV features performances and interviews with the best musicians from all over, showcasing their original music and sharing their stories. Watch Pennsylvania Pipeline Music TV Thursdays at 8, Sundays at 9 on WYLN TV 35.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
And welcome back to Topic A, everyone. I'm Gary Perna. I'm very pleased to be joined by Joe Seibert, who is the president of the Weatherly Hillclimb, and Commissioner Tom Gerhardt from Carbon County, both no strangers to WYLN here, especially around Hillclimb season. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. I guess I'll start with you, Joe. Give us a little bit of a background of the Weatherly Hillclimb, and when it came about, and why it has stuck so strong to the Weatherly community.
Well, you figure back in 1961, a group of people got together and they had their first hill climb. And we've been doing it ever since. I think in the mid-'80s we went to twice a year, the spring and the fall. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of history. It used to be called the Impossible Minute Mile. Okay. For the longest time, I think it was like first 9 years, nobody could get up there under 60 seconds. Well, now the hill record's like 47.32. which is averaging 77 mile an hour from a stop to when you pass the finish line. And the neat thing about that is if you look at some of the speed limit signs going into the corners, they're marked 15 mile an hour, 25. So it's really kind of amazing to turn a time like that when the difficulty at that hill. But you get drivers from all over the country, and it's just a good cheap weekend out. Some people have to watch a little bit, so you come on out. All you got to do is show up. There's no admission. The food is all nonprofit groups. It's real reasonable priced, and there's a great variety. Getting back to the history part of it, like I said, we get people from all over from the Midwest down into Florida, from the New England states. There's a gentleman that's a retired NASA engineer. He was from North Carolina. He has our hill record. And if you like cars, like old cars, you like new cars. There's a lot of Subarus. You might see some older Corvettes or Mustangs. I mean, if you like cars, you like noise. You like the smell of if you like the smell of racing fuel. I mean, it's a good weekend. There's a lot of fun, and we offer other things to do too.
Right, and there is so much to do. It's not just watching the cars go, up the hill. There is so much, and there's a large impact on the Weatherly community and really Carbon County. And Commissioner Gerhardt, you live just outside of Weatherly. You've seen the impact of this. So, why having events like this so important? That yes, the racing, but there's the yard sales, the impact on local businesses. It really does help this. Weatherly is a small community. It helps them thrive throughout the year.
Absolutely. The Weatherly Hillclimb is probably the premier event in Weatherly and one of the premier events in Carbon County. And I'm certainly honored to be here tonight with Joe. A great event that I'm pleased to be a part of every year. These guys do all of the legwork. I show up and speak a little bit and get to go up the hill in one of the cars every year. But it's a great time. Friday night we'll kick off with a parade. Like Joe said, the food is great. The smell of the racing fuel in the air, the sound of the cars. It's just a great event to be at. They come in, they're supporting our local restaurants, our businesses, they're purchasing gasoline. As Joe said before, they're visiting the beer distributor. So it's a great weekend for not only the borough of Weatherly, but the outside boroughs like Beaver Meadows and Whitehaven. Everybody joins in and benefits from this event.
And I know, and it's something very unique. If somebody has never been to the Hillclimb, maybe they've never seen it on TV, because W Island does broadcast it, and we will be doing that on Sunday. But Joe, talk us through it. What can people see? What can they expect if they would come out to the Hillclimb?
Well, what you could do is we have paths. You're allowed to walk along the course. We have yellow tape, and every corner we have 2 people working there. They're called corner workers. What they do is they make sure you're in a safe area.
Right.
And there's times you could almost reach out and touch the car. But we put you in an area where you won't get hurt.
Right.
And it's just to see a car go through a corner 70 or 80 mile an hour. You look, and next thing it's up into the next corner.
Right.
You can like feel the ground shake. Some of your big 8-cylinders. When they go by, your ears are kind of ringing, and you can smell the fuel. It's just nice. And there's food, and we have porta potties all over the hill.
Right.
We try to make it as nice as possible. There's nonprofit groups running around. They sell water and different things to kids. So you can just go out and have a good time. We send. You'll have maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 cars on the hill at a time, depending. You'll start one, he'll get maybe almost to the finish line, and you'll start another. And this way we're able to keep it going.
Right.
And you're right. The thing that I can't tell you right now is that you're so close to the action. You're at the starting line, the car's going right. You can see the stones flying from when they burn rubber. It's unbelievable. Really, if you like racing and you like cars and you like to get out, and it's supposed to be beautiful, the weather, and if you like to eat, and it's not going to, it's a cheap day out.
Right.
That's the thing I like to keep saying, because, I don't have a ton of money. I'm like everybody else, Go out, you can have a good time. You don't have to just show up, have a good time.
And there are a lot of nonprofits that take advantage of this weekend, like you've said, and they'll be out. When you go there to the Hillclimb, as Joe said, there's food and beverages there. Some of the organizations that will be taking part in it.
We have the Cub Scouts. We'll have the Little League T-ball. You have the senior class. You have a few different churches. Sometimes the library comes down, they do different fundraisers. There's usually about 8 or 10 different groups. Right. Janet, one of our members, see, we have a lot going on, so we all have different things.
Right.
And Janet Geddick, that happens to be her department, We're very fortunate. We actually got guys that are electricians for trades. We have guys that build houses. And so that's why this thing's kind of, it took off like it did, because we got a bunch of people that put all their skills together, and it makes it really work. And we got a borough manager, Harold Pudliner. I'll tell you what, he's great, and our mayor. And these guys, I'll tell you what, they back us 100%. You got Tommy sitting next to me now.
Right.
that makes it work, you know.
All right, well, we're going to take a short break. We're talking about the annual Weatherly Hillclimb, which is coming to Weatherly this weekend, June 11th and 12th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. both days. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about the event, who will be there, and some of the racers, and what's the record that we hold in Weatherly. So stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back on Topic A.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Hey everyone, want some close-to-home outdoor fun? Join the Keystone Active Zone Passport program to create your own backyard adventure, exploring local parks, trails, and events. It's fun, easy, and free. Enjoy Riverfest in Wilkes-Barre, guided walks and bike rides, the D&L Trail, and more. Register at kazpassport.org. Visit as many stops as you want. Each stop has a question. Find the answers and log them on the website. Start exploring today.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You'll meet Marina Kuchar, who's going to tell you a little bit about how chiropractic and music can make your life flow so much better. Her story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
You deserve to look your best.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
WYLN has strong ties to the community and it's committed to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hands Society telethons. WYLN's commitment to Pennsylvania continues with the broadcast of Hazelton's Fun Fest Parade and the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants Despair Hillclimb. And throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other community events. WYLN, we're your local network.
And welcome back to Topic A, everyone. And we're talking about the Weatherly Hillclimb, which is right around the corner. And I'm joined with Joe Seibert and Tom Gerhardt to talk about this event. And this year's event on June 11th and 12th, there's a lot to do. The last 9-minute segment, we talked about all the events that will be going on. There's the yard sale, community organizations there as well. So something really for everybody in the family. Joe, as of right now, how many racers do you think we'll have pre-registered, and does that number grow by the time we get to the event?
Well, as of right now, we have around 70 pre-registered, but that'll increase. We'll probably be around 90 or so. Especially, a lot of people hold off to see what the weather is going to be like.
Right.
They'd rather pay a late fee, and it doesn't hurt us. I mean, we could always use the revenue, to help pay for fireworks Saturday night. And yeah, I want to let everybody know they're welcome to come down. If you can't make the race, you can come on downtown Weatherly. We had the fireworks at dusk.
It's wonderful. So. And I know there's a lot that goes into this. There's a committee of people that all year get together and plan this. Joe, you've been a part of it. And in the break, you were telling me that, this almost ended a number of years ago if it wasn't for a group of guys. Yeah, what happened is about, coming up in the fall here, it'll be 16 years that our group's doing it. Actually, the first year I raised $3,400 on my own. I went to different businesses, and that was just to cover the insurance for one event. And that's how we all got started. My buddies and neighbors and people seeing what happened, and next thing you know, within a year or two later, we formed the Weatherly Hillclimb Association. And right about that time, Richie Molinaro from Fairway Subaru gave me a call and said, I heard what's going on in Weatherly, we want to be a part of it. And I'll tell you what, ever since then, Subaru, Fairway Subaru, they've been great. And if you want to see somebody come out, you want to see a Subaru run the hill, Al Krabs is going to be out there this weekend. So that'll be nice. And that's something, this is such a large community event, and to see people pull together, at a time where it could have went away, and what would have been, and people would have said, oh yeah, I can remember that, happening, but it was because of you guys that it was able to continue to go, so the next generation now is involved in racing and doing all that. That's what's nice. We got a few young guys that are driving now, and are more and more involved. Matter of fact, I already got my replacement. In a few years when I've had enough, we got a young guy that's racing, Ray Coach, and I'll tell you what, he shows a great interest in the event, and he's a good young guy. He likes the community, and he's really doing well for himself. And Commissioner, you alluded to something a little earlier. Said you get to take a ride in a car up the hill. Do you do the 70 and 80 miles up the hill and hold on, or they take a slow ride up for you? No, they take me up at a pretty good pace. And one thing that I can say, they have a safety inspector there, because the first year I actually jumped into the vehicle and no seat belt, and I was told to buckle up. So it's all about safety, as Joe said before. But I want to take an opportunity to thank Joe, because I think the members of the Weatherly Hillclimb Association, they're not appreciated the way they should be. And this is a group of individuals, Joe, and a strong, dedicated group that refused to let this event die and go away. It was a smoldering fire, and now it's a roaring fire. They brought things back, a great event. But it's about a community coming together, working together, the Hillclimb Association, the borough employees, the mayor, the borough manager, the volunteers, the people that come out to the event. It's just a great event, and I would encourage everyone to come out and see it. I'm just thrilled to be a small part of it. And one of the things, Carbon County is a very large county, and it's spread out through the Poconos. Seeing something like this, it brings this entire community together. And you have the young kids taking part of it. You have the wives and other spouses that are taking part in maybe the yard sales, and you have the racers, and it's really an event. To see this going on in the county, and especially in Weatherly, it has to be a good feeling to say there's a lot of community involvement left, and it's not a dying thing. Absolutely. Our state representative, Doyle Heffley, he will be a part of the event. Mayor Connors, Councilman Seibert, and the president of the Hillclimb Association. Sarah Minnick sings the Star Spangled Banner every year. Just a lot going on. The smell of food, the smell of the racing fuel in the air. It's hard to explain until you're actually a part of it. The massive billboard, we speak in front of that. You look behind you with all of the sponsors on that billboard. The big, huge tents that they set up with all the tables and the vendors under it. Just a great event. So I would encourage people that have never been to Weatherly or never been to a hill climb to come on down to Weatherly this weekend and see what's going on. Joe, a little earlier, I asked you, who would be there, and it kind of shocked me is that you get racers from outside of, the Pennsylvania area. I'll say, how many hill climbs are left, and around that, people still travel to race? Well, I'll tell you what, we're the big hub of the area. You figure you got the 2 events in Reading every year. You got the 2 events in Weatherly. We have a road course that's part of our little deal down there in Virginia, West Virginia. And what we do is you go up to the giant
Despair here in Wilkes-Barre. I believe you guys are going to be filming out also. And then we're trying to get Trout Run back. That's out there, Rose Valley, the other side of Wilkes-Barre. So they had some problems up there for the last 2 years, but they're trying to bring that event back. And then if you go up into the New England states, there's probably 4 or 5 different courses up there. And then you have a couple out west, but the East Coast is pretty much hill climbing. Yeah.
And I know a lot of these racers, they go from race to race to race, and it kind of takes up their summer with it.
Oh yeah, every other weekend we're set up to race somewhere. So you got to have deep pockets, and you got to have a lot of time off, or a boss that's pretty understanding.
Right.
So,
what is it like to see these racers come back year after year, and then their families get involved, and maybe the son now is starting to race, and with the father, and you told me even some wives race and all, So what is that to see that every year and to see that grow?
The friendships you've made over the years are unbelievable. A good example is my nephew Ricky. His daughter got married this past off season, and there was people that came down from New England states, and I mean, the friendship, it's just nice. I'll tell you what, the people that come here, not just to race, but that work the corners and our sponsors, you couldn't ask for a better group of people. I mean, it's if a car breaks and you got a part, hey, here.
Right.
I mean, we race for a trophy, no money. There's no money involved. And so that's not going to ruin the sport, You put money involved and somehow it ends up tarnishing it a little bit, you know. So that's why, we all the events are just a trophy, a handshake, and that's it,
Okay, and we're going to head to a quick break, but I want to remind everyone you can also find out more about the Weatherly Hillclimb on their website, weatherlyhillclimb.com. And of course, the big event takes place June 11th and 12th in Weatherly. This is something that you really should experience at least once in your life. I think if you experience it once, you'll be hooked and you'll want to come back for more. But stay with us. We'll be right back here on Topic A. Don't go anywhere.
Valley Scoops and More in Stewart's on Route 93 in the Cunningham Valley is your destination for tasty foods, delicious ice cream, and great family fun. With Stewart's now offering a variety of quality hot foods and Scoops offering 30 flavors of quality Leidy's ice cream, shakes, flurries, sundaes, and more, you're sure to leave satisfied without blowing the family budget. For fun, we offer a beautiful 18-hole mini golf course and climate-controlled indoor seating with arcade games. Visit us for fun and food and, of course, ice cream. Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WYLN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs live. America's favorite pastime on your local network, WYLN TV 35. See the stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WYLN TV 35. Visit WYLNTV.com for a complete Iron Pigs schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WYLN, your home for live sports.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Wilkes-Barre, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible, with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Get the entire story when it's convenient for you and get it from WYLN News. 2 daily newscasts from your #1 source for local news. WYLN's Evening Edition News at 5:30 and WYLN's Late Edition News at 10. More than just headlines, it's the whole story. In-depth reporting on hot topics and more. Plus, the area's most accurate weather report from the WYLN Weather Center. More news, weather, and sports twice a day, only on WYLN. We're your local network.
And welcome back to Topic A, everyone, as we're talking about the Weatherly Hillclimb, which is set for June 11th and 12th, and the beautiful Weatherly, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's the races, and of course WYLN will be broadcasting live from the Weatherly Hillclimb on Sunday. We'll be starting our broadcast at 1 o'clock till the end there, so we're really excited about that, so make sure you tune in if you can't get to Weatherly, but we encourage everyone to come out to the borough and experience this. And Joe, in the break you were telling me that, you know, a lot of the drivers take the time to talk to the people who are there, the kids and the parents and whoever's there, about their experience and about the race cars, and you know, it really makes it a family fun event.
Yeah, it's amazing because quite a few years back, a little guy got close to a car and one of the parents started not yelling, but they said, "Come on, get away!" And the driver walked over and said, "Excuse me." He goes, "Oh, that's okay." He put the kid in the car and took pictures and gave one of his racing shirts. I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, this isn't like going to a big like NASCAR. I mean, you're right there. You could, you know, I mean, you can walk through that pit area. If you have a question about the car, you know, there's people that every year they come back and they say, "Hey, is so-and-so here?" And I'll say, "Yeah, their car's down there." I mean, they strike, even the fans, you know, they look forward to, you know, if you come to Weatherly twice a year, they want to see you. So, I mean, that's the kind of thing that, you know, once you get down there and you see what's going on, that's what makes it special, you know. And you shouldn't have any trouble finding Weatherly because we got signs, 4x4 white signs all over with big blue arrows that says Weatherly Hillclimb. So, you know, come on out.
You shouldn't get lost there.
Yeah.
Going out. And this, you know, the event's really cool. It's usually where you park, and you have to kind of walk through the pit area to get up to the road, and then that's where the big W Island truck is, and the big billboards are there with the sponsors and all on it. And it's really cool to see, you know, just for people who may be joining us a little late, just reiterate a little bit of, you know, why it's so important to come out and to see, you know, these racers and the cars and the event that goes on.
I think, why would you want to miss it? That's what I don't understand. I mean, it's a good, cheap day out, you know, and you're going to be supporting the nonprofit groups. The weather is going to be nice. I mean, it's a great time. It really is. I mean, you can walk around with you know, a cold soda and a hot dog, and I mean, you can have a blast. And if you're there and you get bored, the town's beautiful. You got yard sales, and you know, you got the Arena Park. You can go for a dip. I mean, there's a lot to do. And at night, at dark, we have fireworks.
Yep, Saturday
People are more than welcome to stay Saturday night. I mean, it's a good, fun weekend. I mean, and like I said, if you don't come out, shame on you. Because people say there's nothing to do. Well, come on, you got something to do. Let's go.
And it really is something. And Commissioner, you know, you've said that this is kind of a little gem, you know, for Weatherly and Carbon County, and this is something that really pushes the economy forward for the county.
Absolutely, and I don't know if we mentioned Friday night. There's a parade. They line up at the old Tunxel lot, and we go up 2nd Street and down to where the Hillclimb will start. So there's a lot of people along the parade route. They kick things off Friday night, and as Joe said, the food, the cars, the drivers, and I've taken walks with Joe and Tommy Connors, the mayor, and it's amazing that the people that they've met over the years that they know personally, and that's a great thing. And the people want to come back, and they bring their family and their friends and their children. It's just a great opportunity to come out to a great event.
All right, and I said it's a great event. It's June 11th and 12th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday. The parade will be Friday night. You can catch that, and then of course WIL will be broadcasting there on Sunday from 1 until 4 when they wrap up the race at the Weatherly Hillclimb. So guys, I want to thank you both very much for coming out talking to us. Thank you so much, and Commissioner, always a pleasure having you guys. And of course, we'll see you out at the hill. And be ready for this big event coming to Weatherly. So again, just make sure you come out. If you've never been there before, it's really something to see. You have yard sales, you have all the great events that are going on along with the Hillclimb to take part in. And Weatherly is such a beautiful town to be in no matter what time of year. That does it for us on Topic A, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here and only here where the community comes to talk. Topic A on WILN. We'll see you later.